Empty Bowls Fundraiser. As you can see, it is just very popular. It smells great too, and the pottery is just wonderful. You're here because, like us, you believe in helping us break cycles.
So Haywood Pathways is almost 8 years old. We started because there was a need for shelter for folks experiencing homelessness, as well as a realization that we had a continued problem with recidivism, so people coming into the jail being released, coming back to the jail, being released for the same crimes over and over again, and a real need to address the issues of poverty and mental health and substance use by actual solutions and not just rearresting people. So we came together, and our mission is to feed the hungry, house the homeless, and reduce recidivism here in Haywood County.
Haywood Pathways is the Haywood County answer to homelessness. It's a place where people can regroup or transition back into mainstream life after finding themselves unhoused.
We cover a niche of people that are otherwise forgotten. So it's not just homelessness that we help with. It helps you get your goals set so that you can transition out of the shelter and just be better prepared for all the crisis that is going to come from homelessness. It helps you get situated, save money, find yourself in a better mental state if that's what's needed, and then prepare for moving out.
The shelter has 3 dorms. There's a men's dorm, a women's dorm, and a family's dorm. We hold 99 people. We have 99 beds. I run the food service there. I do about 150 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 99% of our food is donated through private entities as well as Publix and places like that, and we are very blessed to get an abundance of it.
So we're the only homeless shelter in the community, and we're the only one west of Asheville in North Carolina. So if you go from Asheville west, we're the only one. And we go out into the community now and are providing meals for people at no charge. And it's not just feeding and sheltering, but it's also building communities.
Today is the Haywood Pathways homeless shelter Empty Bowls Fundraiser.
It is a national program that helps go to feeding people in any way, shape, or form that you can think of. But our specific Empty Bowls was to help fund our shelter here and continue to have all of our stuff that we need for our residents to be met. So it's another way for us to continue on some of the programs we have. It can be very local. What I like about it, it's national, but you can make it super local to your community. The whole purpose of it is to feed people and to have the community come together and share the same thing of feeding people and letting people not be hungry, and having that, knowing that that money that is raised is going to go towards those organizations. It's really nice.
Everybody that buys a ticket to this event is contributing to helping put food on the table for people that can't do it themselves, helping with clothing for people that can't do it themselves, helping with some mental health issues that folks can't do themselves. So everybody that's coming in here and partaking in the soup and the desserts and the breads and things like that, they're enjoying the fellowship of being here with everybody in this community, but they all know that collectively they're helping a whole bunch of people that need their help.
It brings the business community and the artist community and people who are concerned about social causes all together in one space. Having the audience and the stage for Empty Bowls just allows us to really educate and share that point of view that doesn't necessarily always get the most press when people hear the key words of homelessness, substance abuse, mental health issues, and then all of the things we've been taught bubble up to the surface instead of dialing it back to, okay, well, how did this human being get to this spot?
It's so impressive because there are different churches from different denominations that all recognize there's people in need that need to be helped, and they kind of turn a blind eye to politics, religion, and everything like that, and they all come together and they put everything aside and they help.
So we work very, very hard with many different aspects of the community, not just our residents, but those who help support us. And we couldn't do it without those people who support us. Most of our funding comes from our local community. We don't get very many large grants to make this happen. So I think it's important that communities know that you can make that big of a difference and impact so many people's lives.
And it's not just feeding and sheltering, but it's also building community. So we're hopeful that we can help people get back on their feet, but also help build some community.
It's unique to this area, and it's something that's worked, I think, very well. And hopefully what we're doing here will be duplicated in other areas, in other communities.
Like, people are coming to us to see how you do this. And we are doing it, and we're succeeding, and it's successful. And we're having less recidivism. This might be different and weird, but this is what I care about. And so it is what I care about. And I try to give as much as I can to it. Homelessness is a big issue, especially in the winter.
I feel really good about being, involved in something that's such a positive entity for the community, I mean, this wasn't here a few years ago. And I don't know whether you've noticed, but the homeless population is pretty large for a small town. It's a really good thing we're doing. People need a lot of help, It's hard. So we try to support them, as best we can. And a lot of them succeed. We just do whatever we can to support their recovery.
We want to do no harm, and we want to kindly uphold standards of accountability while maintaining everyone's dignity. I think one of the biggest things for us is we do what we do, and I feel like we're doing it pretty well at this point. So how do we advocate and educate within our larger community to knock down some of the stigma about what it means to be homeless? Because the truth is, it can happen to anybody, and having all of the judgments and the us and them is counterproductive. And so how can we all work together to make that a reality for everybody?